Before you begin your installation, there are a few things that you'll want to check. Clear your base area of anything that might get in the way during assembly. For this installation, we're installing onto a raised wooden framework to help protect the building from damp and insects. We would always recommend installing on a dry day with a minimum of 2 people. For this installation, you will need a screwdriver, a drill, a hammer, a tape measure, a ladder and a Stanley knife or cutting tool. Start off by removing the transportation blocks from each of the panels. They're nailed in, so give them a hard knock with a hammer to remove them. Place the floor panel down onto your base, making sure that the bearers are flush with the edge. You should fit the door first so that you can make sure the hinges are level. Line it up flush with the frame and place the hinges at the top, middle and bottom so they line up with the framing nails. Pre-drill through each of the screw holes to prevent the timber from splitting, and then secure each hinge in place using the 30mm screws provided. Repeat this for all 3 hinges. Make sure to pre-drill all screw holes throughout this installation. To begin the main part of construction, start with the rear gable and one of the sides to form an L-shaped join. Align the panels at the corners so that the framing pieces butt up against each other and the bottom framing sits flat on the edge of the floor. Screw the panels at the top, middle and bottom of the framing with screws. You can now bring in the other side panels and repeat this for the corner framing. With the back and sides installed, you can now bring in the front gable. Secure it at the top, middle and bottom of each side with 50mm screws. Once all the walls are up, it's time to work on the roof. Starting with the ridge bar, line up an L bracket at each end and secure with screws before affixing between the 2 gables. Screw through the bracket and secure it at each end. With the ridge bar installed, the next step is the roof boards themselves. Place the panels flat on the ground, slide an eaves frame under one edge and secure with screws. Repeat this for the 2 frames on each panel. Slide the roof panel up onto the gables until you reach the apex and secure into the framing beneath. This will create an overhang for your felt. Repeat this for the other panel. Now that the roof is on, you want to secure the framing of your building down to the floor to prevent any movement. With the felt, either measure the length of your roof with a tape measure, or as we've done here, you can roll it out along the length of your building and cut to size. Use a Stanley knife or cutting tool to cut the felt for a nice clean finish. For this building, you will need 2 strips of equal length as well as the capping felt. Roll the felt out along the roof and position it so that you will have at least 2-inch overhang on all sides. Tack the felt at the top 2 corners to prevent movement and then secure all around. Make sure that the felt is pulled firmly to prevent wrinkles. Repeat this for the other side of the roof and then roll out your capping felt. This should overlap the 2 pieces and then can be tacked along the length of the roof on either side. With the roof finished, it's time for the trims. Align the corner trims over the side panel framing and then secure in place at the top, middle and bottom with 30mm screws. Repeat this for all 4 corners before moving on to the fascia boards. Fold the felt down so that it is sandwiched firmly between the fascia and the edge of the roof. Secure these at each end and the middle and repeat for all 4 fascias. Secure a finial at each end with 40mm screws. Don't worry if some felt hangs under your fascias, this can simply be cut away using a knife. The internal door beading needs to be installed just on the inside of the door frame. Secure this at the top, middle and bottom of each side of the door. Lastly, secure a turn button at the top and bottom of the door frame. Now that your shed is installed, you'll want to treat it with a good quality timber preservative to keep it protected throughout the year. For more installations, please check out the other videos on our channel.